The Battle of Utapau is probably one of the most iconic battles in the prequel trilogy, and also gave us one of the most iconic memes of our era. But it is undeniable that the Battle of Utapau is a fan favorite battle, and that is why it's somewhat perplexing that there have only ever been 8 sets based off of the Battle of Utapau in all of LEGO Star Wars. However, that's good news for me because that means that I don't have to spend a lot of time ranking them or making this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, as is tradition on this channel, I open up every ranking video with the First Order ATST because it is just that bad that it deserves to go at the bottom of any video, no matter what its ranking. And how very disturbed I am that some of you seem to applaud its existence. Just kidding. To each his own, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, even if it is an incorrect opinion. So let's get into the actual Utapau ranking. Starting off at the bottom here, we have the original General Grievous' Starfighter. Now, don't get me wrong, every single set on this list is a really fantastic set. It just so happens that this is the least fantastic set out of all of them. I mean, it's from way back when. How much better could it have really been? Like, I couldn't put it much higher on this list. It does look rough. It does have a very interesting looking Grievous minifigure, but overall, still a solid set, especially for the time. Up next here, I have the buildable figure General Grievous, and trust me, I'm only putting this one so low because I figure that's probably a fan community consensus that it deserves to go this low, but I actually think that this is a fantastic set. I was into Bionicle pretty heavily way before I even knew what Star Wars was as a kid, so this really hits home for me. I always thought that General Grievous would look fantastic as a Bionicle, and well, he really does. Let me know down in the comments if you were ever into Bionicle. I'm actually curious to know how many of my viewers remember Bionicle at all. Up next, I have the 2014 General Grievous' wheel bike. I love this set. I own it. It is absolutely one of my favorites. I do really like this set. The only reason why I am putting it this low is because the legs are a little too bulky, and the wheel design is fairly inaccurate to what we see in the movie. There should be a gap in the middle. I mean, I still like it, even though it is fairly inaccurate, but the accuracies are somewhat understandable. Sometimes you have to make compromises in LEGO, but still all around a really solid set, and personally my favorite version of the wheel bike that we've ever seen. Coming in next, we have the UCS General Grievous. Now, personally, I haven't really liked this set that much. I don't have any aspirations of ever owning it one day, but I do see the appeal it has to some people, and it is kind of a not legendary set, but somewhat of a legendary set almost. I definitely think that it deserves a little bit more recognition for what it is, because I mean, while it's not my personal favorite, it definitely is still a good set. Coming in at number 4, I have the original General Grievous' wheel bike chase. Now, when I started making this video, I did not think that I would be putting this set up so high. But after taking another look at it and just thinking about the inherent play value it has, this is the first and only time we've ever seen the Boga, and the wheel bike is a much more accurate design than what we saw in 2014, even though it looks a lot more rough and rudimentary. I think that the accuracy of the wheel shape and the smallness of the legs really give it some bonus points, and then plus the play value of having a Boga to go against it. So I kind of had to put this up high just because of the play value, even though it does not look the greatest. Coming in at the number 3 spot is the 2020 General Grievous' Starfighter. Now, this might be somewhat controversial, but I think that this is a phenomenal set. Yeah, it's overpriced, whatever. I didn't think that it was that overpriced. I mean, definitely shouldn't have been $80, but the ship was just so beautiful, I was willing to justify it. I was in love with the set from the moment I saw it. It is so sleek, so crisp. I just love the set a lot, even though it has some minor flaws and inaccuracies, and no, I'm not talking about the Obi-Wan minifigure, but maybe stay tuned for a future video that I have coming out where I will talk about that. And then number two is the 2022 ATTE. Now, this set just has a few minor imperfections holding it back from the number one spot. The spider droid is the biggest one. It absolutely should have been a crab droid. It makes no sense why they didn't think to include a crab droid now. That's a terrible excuse. And the other one, of course, is the helmet holes. Now, personally, I've just learned to suck it up and live with them. I don't like them, but I can kind of get past the helmet holes. I know that some people can't, and I completely understand if you can't. But if you can, then this is absolutely one of the best sets that you can get, because the ATTE build, until they make new building techniques and new pieces, this stands as flawless. And then, of course, the number one spot is the 212 Battle Pack from 2014. It's got an amazing build for the Battle Pack. All 4 figures are fantastic. I don't know what much more you could ask out of this set other than it doesn't come with stud shooters, because this is a phenomenal battle pack. It has really risen to a legendary status in recent years, and it is truly one of the greatest sets of all time at all. And well, there you have it, every single Utapau set ranked. Let me know in the comments how many of these you disagree with, because inevitably you disagreed with at least some of them, and I want to know which ones. And, well, if you enjoyed this video, yeah, I mean, obviously you did if you made it this far, then you should probably subscribe and leave a like so that the algorithm will recommend more of this type of content to you. Anyways, I appreciate you watching, and check out another video on the end screen now.